What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to be doing round 3 of 4 of this mock draft. So I'm recording this still before the first round drops because it's going to be New Year's coming up. So for all y'all watching this, Happy New Year's. I know I'm probably posting it after, but who cares? I just want to wish you guys a happy holidays. And of course, if you guys are new, watch the first 2 rounds and then come back because we got a lot of good content coming out. And if you guys like mock drafts, of course, this is your place. So let's kick it off. Number 65, the Jacksonville Jaguars are chilling here. And honestly, there's a couple places I'd like to go here. I haven't even thought about this pick. I just straight up woke up. I'm like, you know what? Let's make a mock draft. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. And I just got too excited about it. But I would still look for a guy like Jamari Sawyer here. Really good blocker on the move. He's somebody who's a little bit fun to watch. But I know receiver is a big position of need. And I am a huge fan of this fit. I've been doing it for quite a while now. But I think that given how much I value a receiving weapon like Isaiah Likely, I'm not going to let him try to fall to this next pick. You're just going to secure him right here. He's hyper athletic. He's a really weird receiver tight end hybrid. And that's exactly what this team needs. You need a big threat. You have, you traded away CJ Henderson, for fuck's sake, for a tight end. So now you get Isaiah Likely, who will be an actually solid receiving weapon. Obviously, Dan Arnold has some potential, but Isaiah Likely has legitimate potential as a true receiver on the squad as well. Think of him like your Darren Waller. 66 with the Lions. Honestly, this is a team that could use a strong safety. So I'm looking at Nick Cross here. I'm getting a little bit excited. This class honestly isn't great. I know that Brochma will come to the defense of it. I think it's a pretty meh class. And of course, you will have guys like Anthony Harris still in free agency. You could go after guys like that, but I think you got to get the best value. And Darian Beavers is here. He's a guy who can actually pass rush as well. Jack Campbell, another guy. I think the right move would be to go Darian Beavers. He can also pass rush very well. He's very good in zone coverage. Not the best athlete, but that's why he's going to be here. 6'4", 255, a true Mike linebacker, is definitely worth taking a shot on. So you're going to get a starting caliber player. He just is going to be a little bit iffy in man coverage. And with how terrible some of these quarterbacks are going to be in this year, because of course you still got Justin Fields developing, Jordan Love going to be developing, and then Jared Goff. Why'd you know they have Jared Goff on their team? But like Kirk Cousins is the big threat in man coverage. I would not be too surprised if Darian Beavers goes off and has a big ass year. 67, we're going to pretend like Henry To'oTo'o is going to be returning. Again, I just think that he'll be one of the top linebackers in next year's class, and he'd probably do that over becoming a 3rd round pick this year. Giants are on the board, though, and they missed out on Carson Strong. Kind of sucks, but I think tight end could still be a position they go, and they could also go Desi. They could. I have like a 4th round grade on Desmond Ridder, but I do understand he will be going in this range. And I think at 3rd round, it is just too good to pass on. We're going to go Desmond Ridder right here to the Giants. Number 68 for the Houston Texans. This is a good spot to go edge. I like edge at this spot. You got Cameron Thomas here. He's an athletic freak. I think he's very good. Boye Mafe is another guy who I think would be a good addition to this team. But I think Cameron Thomas is going to get a bit of hype, and this is probably as far as he falls. He's a very solid edge defender. He's very large, 270 pounds, but he has some good juice to him. I see some of the pass rushing flashes, and this is exactly where I'd feel comfortable taking him. 69 with the Bucs back on the board. This is going to be Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia. Very, very good pass rushing threat out of Georgia. He is probably the better of him and Jordan Davis at that. Jordan Davis just has athletic problems. He looks like he gets gassed, he gets out of shape, and Devontae Wyatt doesn't. Devontae Wyatt looks extremely juicy. Jesus Christ. Do not make a sound clip of that. Do not send that to Devontae Wyatt, please. He has a lot of juice to him. He has that nice burst, and he pops off on tape. I'm heavily regretting continuing to record after saying that. You can tell it's early in the morning. Bears, I think wide receiver could be something we definitely target. Jalen Tolbert is here. I think that's honestly our best bet. You could look at corner here with Nehemiah Pritchett. Jalen Tolbert is just too good to pass on. He could be a true number 1 if he develops properly. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama if he puts on weight, I think he could actually be a very good contributor for many years in the NFL. 71 with the Cowboys, another team I'd consider Jalen Tolbert for. Fortunately, wide receiver is not the best value right now. I mean, you could go after someone like Khalil Shakir. Not a huge fan of that. Guard, in my opinion, is the best position to go after. I think that the experience of Thayer Mumford might be the best thing. They do like to, I mean, Connor Williams was a left tackle at Texas before becoming a left guard. Thayer Mumford might offer that as well. And that's why I'm going to take him here. He's a very good veteran. As long as he gets a little more athletic, which I think he will, just most of these college athletes do to try to look good at the combine. So I think he will, and I think the NFL program will be able to make him into a more athletic offensive lineman. So I think that's going to be a good spot for him. And number 72, we're back with the Jaguars. And this might be Jamari Salyer here. This very well might be Jamari Salyer. Safety, again, not very good. And Andre Sisco's doing very well. Even in the box, it's like, okay, you do you, boo. But honestly, interior defensive line with Perrion Winfrey would be fun. Travis Jones is a monster as well. I know that defensive end spot's not doing good. We did get Aiden Hutchinson for that, though. So you could get an outside linebacker here in Nick Benito. But I honestly think a team should be trading up for Nick right now. He is a great player. I think he'll continue falling solely because he's just a single scheme fit like the Dolphins. This could be the scheme for him though. He could play that outside linebacker role, but I don't know. I'm not too comfortable with that. I think investing in the offensive line with a guy like Jamari Salyer could be the right move. Ed Ingram's probably going to get a lot of hype as well. I predict that he's going to put up a shit ton of reps on the 225 bench press. I'm going to project probably around 35. The guy's an absolute animal out of LSU. Big fan of him. Number 73, this also could be Ed Ingram here. This could be. Just because, again, you could be losing Brandon Scherf. Does that mean that you don't address in free agency? No, you could definitely address in free agency, but it is something that I'd like to look at. Also, I'd like to look at a linebacker. Yes, our first round pick from last year, Jamin Davis, has been struggling a little bit. And I think they're playing him at a position he shouldn't be at. So I'd be looking at someone like Jack Campbell. That might be something that we do later third, early fourth, right? I don't really feel comfortable doing Jack Campbell right now. Again, he's not a guy with a shit ton of upside. It just is. He's a very solid linebacker. There's nothing that I can complain about Jack Campbell. It's just there's nothing to write home about either. Honestly, I very well might just go offensive line again. It's not crazy to go multiple offensive linemen. Jackson Kirkland might be too good at this point. Honestly, he's played left tackle and he's played right guard at a very high level. I think the upside's worth it. Take Jackson Kirkland, see what the hell happens. He didn't even get an invite to the damn Senior Bowl. That's not a good sign. For being projected as a top 10 pick, that is no bueno, as I like to say. 74 with the Vikings. Oof. Now, this is a fun spot. I could definitely see them going after a linebacker here like Jack Campbell or Damone Clark. I can't see Damone Clark just because Jack Campbell, I don't know. I just feel it. I do see them going after one of these guys in here, though. I think that getting an interior defensive lineman like Perrion Winfrey to add that pass rushing presence could be very, very, very positive. I think he's an excellent pass rusher. He needs to work on his run stuffing a little bit. That's at least what PFF always talked about. But, I mean, hell, from the games I watched, this guy is extremely well-rounded. And given the fact that I think Dalvin Tomlinson might be up for a contract, you guys do need to get some extra help in there. And this guy's value is ridiculous. Travis Jones might be another guy you add to that squad. He's probably going to be going next to the Browns. But, I mean, Perrion Winfrey is a stud. There's a lot of really good players in this class, especially on the defensive line. 75 with the Texans. So this squad, I mean, they could have taken Desi Ritter, right? They could have, but he got taken before. That's all good. At this spot, I would be considering, honestly, a guard as well. Like Ed Ingram could be a really good addition to this team. I don't think they do that. We very well might go back to that train, though. A running back is certainly something I would love to look at here. And Breece Hall is on the board. I think he's a 3-down running back, something that I personally would go after in a heartbeat. Let's go Breece Hall out of Iowa State. Yes. Love that. Who picked up Kenneth Walker? Oh, it's the Bills. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. With the Browns, I think this got to be just an absolute physical freak from the interior. Travis Jones out of UConn. 328 at 13% body fat. Just a really good player out of a smaller school with an insane physical build. Number 77, this is a team that could have also used Travis Jones, but they can't. I think that this is a good spot to go a running back, and looking at the running backs that you guys are looking for, probably a larger running back like Zach Charbonnet would be a very good complement to what you have there already with Cordero Patterson. So Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA, he's a physical freak. He's one of my buddies, respect to him, very good guy, and he works his ass off. He works out 3 times a day. He makes sure that he studies tape almost every single day, doesn't have time for anybody in his life, and just somehow tries to do it just to be someone who's there for his friends and stuff. So respect for the guy because he works his ass off, both as a person as well as a player. Number 78 with the Giants. I think this could be a running back as well. It could be. I don't think that's where I'm going to go because there are some good tight ends on the board. Jeremy Rooker, I think, is just a perfect fit for the squad. He's exactly what you wanted with Kyle Rudolph, but even better. And that is exactly where you put the value for it. Steelers, I'm down to Bailey Zappe here. If Fedarian Mathis and Zachary Carter could definitely be in this conversation as well. Our run defense is crap, like absolute crap. But you look at the corner situation here, I might go Tariq Woolen because I can see that for the Ravens at the next pick. You know, I'm looking at teams that might take a QB, and I can't really see one in the near future. So I'm gonna go Tariq Woolen out of UTSA. He's just a guy. I see him for the Steelers, 6'4", 205. You know, Broshmo brought it up. I'm like, what the hell's going on, man? Actually, oh, hold up. Kobe Bryant's here, though. Kobe Bryant's a very, very good corner. He actually won the best corner in the entire country this year award. So, I mean, Tariq Woolen would be fun. We could, yeah, I think we got to do it because we got the Colts coming up as well. I think they might have taken Darion Kendrick, but there are teams that definitely need a corner coming up, and I think you got to go with Kobe Bryant. Him and Tariq Woolen are both really good fits, but yeah, Broshmo brought him up. I was like, who the hell is this guy? When you think about it, UTSA and Cincinnati are places that the Steelers like to harvest some of their dudes from. Number 80 with Baltimore. I think this very well might be Tariq Woolen as well. And honestly, that's where I'm going to go. He's going to be testing very well. 6'4", just a guy who could be a rotational guy. You have a potential contract coming up with a man who's very injury prone, Marcus Peters. So you have 3 corners pretty much on roster, and you have one of them that is a guaranteed bona fide starter, right? So getting Tariq Woolen would be something that's amazing to develop under Marcus Peters, and he's a guy who could definitely be able to be the heir to that number 2 corner spot. Number 81 with the Chargers. This could be, we already got that interior defensive line pick already, and I think this is right where you just say, screw it, we're doing it again. We're going back. Nick Bonito, outside linebacker out of Oklahoma. Yeah, it's there or else the Dolphins. I can't see many other schemes working with him. Maybe even the Steelers, but that's a tough one. That's a tough one to say because the Steelers, I can't see Nick Bonito on the Steelers. But the Chargers, I can 100% see it. And now they have their 3-4 defensive end and as well. Well, I mean, you can call it a 3-4 defensive end. I don't even think he's actually in a 3-4, but that 3-4 end style, more of that 3 to 5 tech. Nick Bonito is the guy who's going to be Uchenna Nwosu's role. All right. So that's basically what the roles are going to be. 82 with the Raiders. This got to be a corner. You got to go corner here. And looking at the guys who are available, I mean, I could see a Caleb Evans being the guy that they go after. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt that they do the right decision. Nehemiah Pritchett out of Auburn. He's going to test out of his mind. Very, very lanky, but very solid corner. Made some very big plays in his bowl game this week. So cheers to Nehemiah. He's ending off on a good note as well. That's a very good sign because shows that, well, at least you started off on a high note and you're ending on a high note. So cheers to Nehemiah. At 83 for the Niners. Logan Hall, definitely somebody I could see for this team, 100%. But I think that the upside of Boye Mafe is ridiculous. I think he's better than Logan Hall by a long shot. And I'm just a huge fan of Boye. Of course, I haven't done my deep dive on Logan yet. He's one of the few edges that I have yet to do because I got to make sure I do everybody. But Boye, oof, man, I have him as a 3rd round grade. Closing up on an early 3rd. He's just an athletic animal. And if you put him next to Bosa, yeah, Yeah, that's worth it. 84, back with the Giants again. Geez. I think this is a third round pick that we got from the Broncos for trading up. So here we go. It's paying off. I don't think a wide receiver is in order here. You could get Xavier Hutchinson or Justin Ross. I just don't think they're worth it at this point for this squad. Offensive line definitely could be. I think we went Ikem Ekwonu earlier. You still need a guard spot or a center. And you know what? We're going to go a center spot. Alec Lindstrom out of Boston College here. Yeah, center spot is pretty cheeks. I'm not a huge fan of Nick Gates. I'm just not. But Alec Lindstrom can also play guard if Nick Gates wants to continue playing there. You know, Billy Price brought in. Yeah. So Alec Lindstrom, he's an excellent blocking guard, especially when it comes to running. So he's very good at keeping his shoulders square. He has a lot of upside. I have him more as a late third with upside, and this is exactly the team that needs someone like that. Alec Lindstrom is a beast. So get him here and enjoy him. He has some issues, but there's nothing that actually scares me, and that's a good sign. Eagles. This would have been good for Boye Mafe, wouldn't it? That would have been so good for Boye. Oh, man. It kind of makes me feel bad. I wish I took Logan Hall for the Niners just so I could put Boye here. But as I told you, I don't purposely put dudes down just to give them to the Eagles, just the way the draft falls. I could get Logan Hall here, though. He definitely is somebody who has a shit ton of potential that should probably rock on the squad. And honestly, it very well might be my pick. Foskey makes no sense why he's up here. The guy, A, should return, but B, he's just so raw and in the wrong way. He just doesn't look very impactful at the line of scrimmage. Somebody who I'm not very comfortable with. You could see another wide receiver here, like Romeo Doubs, work as a good deep threat. Yeah, I don't see it at this point. You know, you guys do a very good job in the 4th round plus on being able to get wide receivers, and that might be where I'm stuck going for you guys. So looking at other guys available, we could go back to the linebacker room. Just again, there are some very good talents there. You could go on the defensive line. You get Fedarian Mathis here and get your successor to not Brenton Cox, but to oh my God, I can't believe Fletcher Cox. Jesus. I was like, whoa, brain fart there. But honestly, I'm looking at Logan Hall here, and I think the value is worth it. You can play them both on the outside. They do like these tweener dudes. So I think that would be a good option. If he sheds off some weight, this guy could be a very good impact player. Brenton Cox, another guy who I would consider. But I mean, that's you're fitting a need with a guy who is actually value in the draft. So that's the only reason why I'm doing this. But Logan Hall seems like the right guy for this team, especially since they do like these tweener edges, which Milton Williams was like a tweener interior defensive lineman. 86 with the Patriots. So I think that this is a good spot to potentially take Fedarian Mathis. Him and, I mean, you're repairing him up with Christian Barmore, who's been going off this season. So here you go, number 18 player on my draft board. A linebacker, honestly, is going to be the pick. Jack Campbell, why does he seem like a Patriot? 6'5", 240. Why does he seem like a Patriot? Can y'all just let me know? He seems like a Patriot. So that's why he's a Patriot. Jack Campbell out of Iowa. He's going to turn out to be like one of the best linebackers in the NFL. I just already know it. Just because of that. 87. Yeah, this would have been Tariq Woolen or Kobe Bryant. So that sucks. But that's okay because we can go elsewhere as well. Mikhail Wright is a very good corner. Undersized, yes, but he's still a very solid corner. You got Lante Taylor here. He's not very athletic. Somebody who I'm falling a little bit on. Jermaine Waller as well. So right now I'm between Jermaine Waller, a Caleb Evans, and Mikhail Wright because the Colts defense can eliminate a little bit of the issues with size and with speed. Obviously, you got Xavier Rhodes there. So I could see a guy like a Caleb Evans working a lot better in the squad because he is a much larger cornerback. So you can see all the stuff that he gets here, like all the background stuff. I love that. I love that they do that. But we're not going to be taking him. We're going to actually go after Mikhail Wright. I think his upside as a man corner as well is too good. Also, he's probably going to be going by the next pick anyways. So nab him here, be comfortable, and enjoy it. This is going to be Jermaine Waller out of VT. You know, the Cardinals like their man corners on the outside. He's a lanky ass man corner. And he could also play zone as well. Virginia Tech does a great job of developing talent for just coverage ability. His size worries me a little bit, but I mean, hell, his talent is through the roof. So good job to the Cards. You're getting good value in the middle rounds again. Number 89 with the Bills. This is going to be a guard. This is going to be a guard. This is going to be Ed Ingram and Letitia Smith as well, though. You got to give some respect to this guy. I'm going to go Ed Ingram. Well, Letitia fits better. We'll go with Letitia. I like Ed Ingram's physical upside, and I very well might take him right here for the Bengals. So, oh, man, because we can go Fedarian Mathis here, and I think that might be a little bit better. Oh, it kills me inside. It does. We're going to go Fedarian. Oh, it hurts. Because Fedarian Mathis is a very high floor player, and he's been doing a very good job. He's a redshirt senior. Obviously, Alabama knows how to train up their linemen. It just hurts a little bit. It just does. At 91 with the Buccaneers, I think you got to go best player available, and that might be Ed Ingram. I do like him a lot. Voorhees also has that tackle versatility, might get him drafted, but Ed Ingram is just a mauler. He's going to be able to help in that run game, and that's something that I think has a lot of value. For the Broncos, slot corner is certainly a need still. I'm questioning between Abraham Lucas, who's a very high floor right tackle, as well as Jalen Petrie here. We're going to go Abraham Lucas. I think offensive line's value is a lot higher, and he's just a very solid player. I always said he's a plug-and-play dude. He was a round 3 guy for me from the beginning. Just a very solid blocker. He has some big whiffs. He does, but he's very hit or miss, and when he hits, he does a very good job. So there's a lot to like right there. Number 93, not 73, with the Titans. Now, this right here could have been Abraham Lucas, and if we're going to be honest, but I think tight end with Jalen Weidermeyer is too damn good to pass on. Get Jalen Weidermeyer here and lock him in. Cowboys, you guys are back on the clock. This is going to be a trade back spot as well. We could look at interior defensive line. I don't know if that's exactly the right move. You could look at actually a wide receiver here, like a Nia Smith. And honestly, I think that is exactly what we do. He's right near Dallas and Texas A&M, and he's a fun option. I don't always draft this guy, but he's a wide receiver running back hybrid, and we already see how good Tony Pollard is in this offense. He's very similar to that at the wide receiver position. You're losing Michael Gallup. I think this guy is a fun-ass addition to the team. 95 with the Chiefs. Honestly, slot corner safety could be the right move. Daniel Sorensen is cheeks. Jalen Petrie is not. He's a slot corner safety hybrid. He's perfect for this team, actually. You could go running back here, but I'm going to go Jalen Petrie out of Baylor. 96 with the Packers. So this should be a wide receiver pick. Just I don't think that anybody's really worth it. Again, Xavier Hutchinson, in my opinion, is one of the few guys who is. Romeo Doubs is another really good option here, though. They just have enough deep threats at this point that I am not rushing to go to get that. I could go tight end here as well. You know, you still have Greg Dulcich here, who I'm probably going to take this round. I think he's an excellent tight end. I don't think that they do go that way, though. They usually do well in free agency. So I'm looking at Zachary Carter here. He's 285, can play on the inside and on the exterior. I think he's a great fit for this team. You need some help on the interior with what you got. I mean, like there's not much there. So obviously, no disrespect to the rest of the dudes on there because you got some studs. But 97 with the Lions. I think this could be a good spot to look at strong safety like Nick Cross. Nick Cross is somebody who he's going to be hyper athletic. He's going to test very well. So I think this is a good spot to take him. Nick Cross out of Maryland. Again, it's fitting a huge need and a guy who should test very well. 98 with the Saints. Ooh, this could be Bailey Zappe. But again, we said that Jabu is going to return. So let's get some good value here. Let's see who's good on the board. You could go after Bailey's, like we could have a team trade up for Bailey Zappe. And I think that might be a good move. Just looking at the guys available, I think tight end is a good value. This team doesn't need it. I think running back is a great value. And there are some teams in closer proximity that could use somebody like that. They're not going to move up for him though. So yeah, it's a it's an okay spot to be. You got actually Alontae Taylor does seem like he could be a guy who's good on the squad. I don't know why. I just see him being in a Saints uni, but you have to test well. You have to test well to be on the squad, and he is not going to. I don't know if Caleb Evans will, but he very well could be a good guy to bring on the squad as a depth corner. We're going to trade back, and I think there's going to be a team that trades up into this spot. That team is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, they're going to be in need of a quarterback, and this is the perfect spot to take them. So they're going to be trading they're going to trade a next year 3 and a 4th this year, and they're going to hopefully get like maybe a 5th or 7th rounder next year. I think that's fine. A 3 and a 7. Yes, you're giving up a next year 3, but you're getting a guy who I think is worth a early 3rd at quarterback. Bailey Zappe out of Western Kentucky. Yeah, I think he's just an excellent quarterback overall. He needs to get out of the scheme, and that's my big issue with him is that level of competition and his ability to get out of his first of like what his scheduled to read was. So that's the only issue I had, but the Saints get another good draft pick. 99. I think this could be a good spot just to go after a guy like Marcus Jones, Mario Goodrich as well. I haven't studied Mario Goodrich. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, so I cannot say how good he is. But we are actually going to go after. Let's do it. We're going to go after a guy who I actually like quite a bit, Riley Moss. He's very athletic. I think he is going to be a good safety corner hybrid. It's going to be a very good guy to lurk over the middle. And with the lack of safeties in this class, it's going to be fun to have a dude who just has that athletic upside. 100 with the Miami Dolphins. This is going to be a running back. And you can look at all of these guys, but I think Isaiah Spiller is going to offer the most upside to this team, and that's why they'll take him. James Cook, to me, is worth a 2nd-round pick. Just fortunately, I don't think many other teams will see him that way. 101 with the Rams. This could be a spot where you go after someone with a lot of potential. Like Foskey or Brenton Cox could be a really fun one here. I don't think they really need to do that. I just don't know why they have that there. When I do my Rams mock, we'll see. I think this could be a good spot to go after an offensive tackle. Again, going after a true left tackle is the right move. I don't like Rasheed Walker at all. I like Kellen Dyche a lot more, and I'm not a huge fan of Kellen Dyche, to be honest with you guys. But I think that's the route that they will go. It's the best value on the board. Kellen Dyche is not a bad offensive tackle. So take him and enjoy him. Seeing if there's anybody else who could play tackle here. You have Voorhees, but I'm not running to the bank with Voorhees. This pick, though, for the Ravens is going to be Isaiah Foskey. They're going to take the guy with a shit ton of upside out of Florida, or not Florida State. I don't know why. I just said Florida State, South Florida here. But Notre Dame. Yeah, the guy is an athletic monster. He's a linebacker who is very good in coverage. He's a very weird player, but this is a team that can develop a very weird player into a very good prospect. So that's going to be the draft, guys. Let me know what you guys think. We'll come back tomorrow for round 4. See you on the far side. Peace.